welcome to Trashy Trashy, where we take a dumpster dive on this week's garbage people and a look at all the trashiest news stories. My name is Erica, and I am your host.
My name is Cassandra. I'm your other host. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm honestly living the dream.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Which dream?
The one where America isn't a complete nightmare place.
How are you living that? Let me get some advice.
A lot of therapy and this concept of denial and this concept of like, oh, if it's not happening to me, it's not happening.
Yep. Checks out.
So, yeah, it works pretty well. I'm going to be honest.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Did you have a nice week?
You know what? I did. I got Friday off for Juneteenth. Our company declared it a holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was like a really nice step. And then it became a national holiday. And I think that's like a really like one step forward. There's a lot of like work that needs to be done. And we need to teach critical race theory in school, but it's a step.
I mean, if it's a national holiday, they're going to have to explain why.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, yeah.
What did you do on your Friday off?
My partner and I went to San Diego over the weekend, and our parents met for the first time.
Ooh, and fireworks happened.
Yes. Our moms decided to set off illegal fireworks together.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Went to a Padres game. It was my first baseball game at full capacity. Very fun, very electric. I admittedly, as a vaccinated person, kind of loving life, no mask. I mean, I don't know how people who aren't vaccinated are doing it and not a little scared, but I really have been like, Jesus, take the wheel, and just not wearing masks anymore. I mean, it's legal. Like, they lifted it in California. I'm not like choosing to do that. For our international listeners, where we are, we don't have to wear masks inside anymore. And yeah, I thought I was going to hesitate on it, but I'm not. I'm just kind of like, yeah, fuck it.
I went to New Orleans, and there hasn't been a mask mandate in New Orleans in 40 years, it felt like. There wasn't a mask to be seen.
Yeah. So, I mean, we still wore it on public transportation because that's still the law, because we took the bus for the game. But other than that, I mean, I had it in my pocket, but it's liberating. I'll tell you what, though, you go into a Trader Joe's, everyone's got a mask on, and it's kind of, I felt the social pressure and I put my shit on.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing? Like how it's like, I know I'm vaccinated. I know that mask mandates have been lifted, but I still want to fit in socially with whatever's happening. So I'm going to conform.
100%. I guess we are just really sheep.
I am Baba black sheep. I am the biggest sheep.
Why are you trash sheep girl?
Well, I have a historical trash. And one time I was at a fraternity formal in Dallas, Texas.
Yeehaw.
Exactly. And we were taking a cab, and the van let 12 people fit into an 8-person passenger van. So I already knew the driver was like, cool.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in the front seat because I'm not having somebody sit on my lap, nor am I sitting on somebody else's lap. And he asked, what are you guys doing? And I said, we're a folk singing group out of Oklahoma.
Okay.
And he was like, oh, yeah? And I was like, yeah, that's, we're in town playing a show. And he just, asked the kind questions. And then he's like, do you guys have a song? And we proceeded to try to sing Might Be a Little Dust on the Bottle.
What is that? It's
like an old country song, but we only knew the chorus, basically, of like, might be a little dust on the bottle. So repeated that line over and over again. He turned off the meter and circled the block of our hotel for like 4 or 5 minutes just to let us sing this song that like none of us knew the lyrics to.
Oh my God. He's like, wow, this folks group is not good, but I'm going to support them regardless.
Yeah. So lying to a cab driver, not following the law, and not being in tune nor knowing the lyrics to the song that we were faking to be singing. I think that's pretty trashy.
I agree with that.
Why are you trash?
I'm just going to say it. My hair looks good, and I know it.
Ooh.
My hair looks good these days. I mean, I always had good hair. It's just true. But lately, because I'm growing it long for like the first time in a really long time. I feel like majority of our friendship, my hair's been kind of short, if I'm not mistaken. Because I look nice with a little short bob. But I've been growing it out just, because A, pandemic, and B, just because I was like, whatever, like life is short, just see what it's like to have long hair again. It looks real good. And I got like curtain bangs from at Krista Camille Hair. If you're in the Los Angeles area, it's a good place to get your hair done with Krista.
Snap for Krista.
And it's just, I started using a hot brush on it, which I don't know if that's good for your hair or not, but it's basically like a hair dryer that's shaped like a brush, and it's so loud. But I keep catching myself in mirrors and being like, it doesn't matter what the fuck I'm wearing. It doesn't matter what my makeup looks like. My hair looks good. So I don't know. Maybe call it trash, call it confidence, but I got it.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe she's born with it. I love to hear that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not necessarily trashy to love yourself, but it is definitely trashy to brag about it in the way that I have been.
And I feel the opposite. My hair has just been a swampy, humid mess for the last 2 weeks, and it makes me want to cut my hair off.
What's the shortest you've ever had your hair?
A little below shoulder length. I think
for
it's
real.
time.
That's the shortest?
That's the shortest. Well, when I was a baby, I took scissors to my own hair and had like a bowl cut for a little bit.
Sure.
Unflattering.
I honestly feel like of all the people I know, you could probably pull off any hairstyle you put.
Oh, that's so kind. I feel like if you have a bold lip, you can get away with a lot of stuff.
Ooh, I'm just imagining you with like a really short, like Demi Moore, not like a buzz cut, but like really short hair. Ooh. So whatever. I love your long hair too. I'm just saying, like, I never thought about you with a really short cut until right in this moment. It's good.
All right. Well, maybe I'll try it. I don't know. You know what I won't try?
What?
I won't eat my boogers.
Oh, then we should get in our first story.
From thebusinessinsider.com, why you shouldn't eat your boogers.
The article that we never knew we needed? ? I don't know. Like, apparently 90% of adults pick their noses, and many people end up eating those boogers. Like, oh, you've already missed me. What?
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I pick my nose.
Sure. Same.
And then I wash my hands.
Like sometimes there's things in there that you need to get out by hand. And that's why 91%, of adults admitted to picking their nose. But it's I think eating the boogers, like, isn't that just something that kids do?
Evidently not. And what blows my mind about stats like this is you sat down for a survey and you decided to be completely honest.
I like it.
It turns out that this slimy snack could hurt more than just your social standing. Let's take a closer look at the booger. It's mostly made out of water and gel-like proteins that give the gooey consistency and special immune proteins that fight off germs. These immune proteins are especially useful because boogers are teeming with harmful viruses like influenza.
So basically, your boogers are full of everything that you're trying to get out of your system.
Yeah, they serve as your body's frontline defense against invading germs.
Oh, so they say that they're comparing it, this article is comparing it to fly paper for the flu. So when you're breathing in air, you're also breathing in bacteria, viruses, and dirt. And then that's the boogies, they trap it. Ew, so you can't eat that.
You're literally eating plague. That's what I'm hearing.
Absolutely. It says that zero scientific evidence to support any health benefits from eating your boogers. Did you eat them as a kid?
I don't think so. I did pick my nose a lot as a kid, but I don't think I was ever a booger eater.
I'm sure that I've done it in my life. I feel confident that I probably ate my boogers as a child, but I remember learning early on to cut that shit out. I can't tell you. I would, if it just wouldn't cross my mind to put that thing in my mouth.
Yeah, no, never. Like, I already have a weird thing about things in my mouth. I can't imagine eating a booger.
So then they talk about this 53-year-old woman who picks her nose so hard that she carved a hole right through her sinuses.
Ooh.
Girl.
That is a thing of nightmares.
I mean, technically, like, I have a hole in my septum because I've got my septum pierced. But that keeps me from picking too hard, I guess.
I chewed on my hair a lot when I was a kid.
Oh.
I know. It was like anxiety, and no one had the wherewithal to diagnose it or to talk about it. They just would yell at me for chewing on my
hair. Hair-eating Erica.
But never boogers.
Do you do that now? Chew on the hair?
No, I dropped it. I have other coping mechanisms. I like pick. Like, I'm a picker. Like, it's bad. It's real bad. Yeah. But I have medicine and therapy and, other ways of dealing with my anxiety now.
You keep jumping back to them. Do you like your therapist yet? If anyone listens to this podcast, no.
I still don't like her.
You gotta figure this out.
I overslept my session this week.
Oh my God.
I've never done that. I have 8 a.m. Thursday, 8 a.m. therapy, and I always am on time. And I took a snoozer, and she called me twice from, a hidden number, and then left me a voicemail. And I woke up at like 8:20, 8:25, saw the voicemail, listened to it, and went, oh shit. And then she said, I'll be on till, 8:50. So if you jump on. So to not avoid paying the ginormous fee that it is to miss a session, I got up, brushed my teeth, went to the bathroom, put on my moisturizer, and then strolled on into therapy 30 minutes late.
Oh my God. Don't they get afraid though? Like if you're a therapist and like your client doesn't show up, wouldn't you be like nervous for them?
She seemed chill.
Maybe not the 8 a.m. You got to get a new therapist if you don't like her, Erica.
I know. It's just doing the work, and that's hard. And that's why I need the therapy, is I have executive dysfunction sometimes. I can't make decisions. Hi.
Do you know who made a bad decision?
Oh, the woman from our next story.
Bingo. This is from news.google.com. Sounds fake. Texas mom arrested after posing as her 13-year-old daughter at a middle school. Can I just say something?
Yes. This is the forum to do it.
I suppose this is our platform. And not until I started doing this show did I realize that like human bad behavior, human trashy behavior is like kind of not unique and as unique as you'd want it to be. Like how we have a lot of people doing similar things and getting in trouble for them. It's like, well, why would anyone do that? And then there's 3 other stories which are similar. How many times now have we had adults going into fucking schools?
Yeah, it's getting, there should be a ticker. Like, tick.
Like, days without incident. 0 right now with this Texas mom. Come on, you guys. Knock it off.
Casey Garcia, age 30, allegedly slipped into the unnamed school in San Elizario dressed as a teen, complete with hoodie, backpack, and face mask to prove a point about lax security, according to the YouTube video she posted.
I mean, so she's pretending to be her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Was not discovered until 7th period, the last period of the school day.
That's too long.
Yeah. That's pretty surprising. I mean, this is a weird way to prove that point, but like, I don't know. I am curious what's going on with the security of the school.
Yeah. So footage shows her strolling through the school hallway in high-top sneakers and at one point greeting the principal, who appears to have no idea she's a grown woman.
She must have had a mask on. Oh, because
she did, yeah.
So she sat in the classroom. She ate her lunch in the cafeteria. She talked to the faculty members. The only trouble that she encountered was she was scolded by a teacher for having her phone out.
But as her safe school crusade took an even weirder turn when she was caught and confronted by police and later arrested.
She says, I don't think it should have gotten this far. I'm telling you right now, we need to provide better security in our schools. This is what I tried to prove. This is about our children and the safety of our children. That's all I'm trying to do is prevent another mass shooting. Well,
did you do it the right way? Did you go about it the right way?
Okay. Again, I don't think this is the right way to do it, but like, this is kind of insane. Like,
yeah, this is crazy that it took 7 periods for them to catch on.
She must have told like her kids' friends or something.
Or no one talked to her all day. Mrs. Garcia?
So weird.
As of Friday, she was being held on a bond of $7,908. She did not respond to insiders' request for comment.
I think I'm too tall for this kind of experiment.
You couldn't pay me to go back to school, I don't think.
Oh my God, no, especially like 13, like middle school.
Yeah.
What a fucking joke that was. Controversial opinion that I probably don't believe, but I'm going to say it anyways.
Uh-huh.
Maybe kids, because they're so mean and awful in middle school because they're all going through puberty, like what if there was just elementary school and then there was high school and then there was like 3 years where like, you know, kids had to go through puberty and not be mean to each other.
They just like took a break and what would they do in those 3 years?
Yeah, see, that's where I'm running into a problem as I say this idea that I just had out loud for the first time.
Get them a job.
Yeah. Teach them respect. Maybe work on a farm.
Oh, like a kibbutz. And so everybody has to go work on a farm from age 13 to 15, and then you get to enter high school.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
That'll go over well.
Yeah. Forced labor.
Well, they're mean.
They are mean. And you know what sucks right now is like my high school bully is like super woke, and I agree with all the things she posts on Facebook.
Really?
And it makes me irrationally angry because I was like, this was not the girl that was in high school with me.
I've had to mute certain people from high school on Instagram. Like I can't unfollow them because that would feel weird, especially because like a lot of them, like you have to do the request to follow. So if I ever do feel like following them again, like they'll know I unfollowed them in the first place. But I've been muting a lot of people because even if I agree with them, it's just for some reason, like it's almost like I don't know why the algorithm is showing me you so much, but like we don't speak. And so I don't really want to like see your life.
Yeah, I don't have that problem. I think I have like 2 people from my high school on my Instagram, but a lot of them on my Facebook.
I can't. Yeah, I think that's what fucked me up is because I feel like I didn't have a lot, and then like it's happening more recently. Either that or everyone is just getting engaged, and then they're just popping up in my feed a lot more, or I don't know, like whatever it is. I just had to start muting people because I was like, yeah, I mean, this is cool. Like, I'm really happy for this person. And, you know, like, this is like multiple people that I'm talking about right now. Like I'm happy for them. And like, this is cool for their lives. But I'm also like, I don't know. Like, I'd rather just like see my friends, current day friends, and like memes and stuff.
Right. You know what
I mute these people.
Yeah. You know what I don't ever want to see?
This Drag Race contestant?
I don't want to see somebody in blackface. That's for sure.
Yeah. So this is your territory if you want to take it away.
From them.us, Drag Race Down Under brushes over contestants' blackface history. So essentially what happened is Scarlett Adams from this cast of Drag Race, it was revealed that they had done blackface, but done drag in a burqa, an Aboriginal dress, and a lot more. They did a lot of blackface in their past, and then it came up in the workroom when they were doing like confessionals to the other girls. They were like, you know, I'm embarrassed that I did this, and I have a past. I did it. I regret it. But then on the runway, RuPaul took them to task and said, a lot of people would want me to cancel you right here, right now, but I'd rather this be a lesson in humility and accountability, and I pray all of us can learn and grow from our mistakes. And some people think that was way too light of a sentence to give somebody vying for the title of Drag Race Down Under.
Well, I mean, I've watched past seasons of Drag Race, like 4, 5, 6, I think I watched in the pandemic because it was all that was available on Hulu. And I do feel like there are some questionable things that occur in old school drag. And it could be like, you know, a sign of the times. It was a different time, blah, blah, blah. Like that excuse can be made for like when these seasons came out, but it certainly doesn't age well. And so I suppose by not canceling this person or anybody for over these things is to like try to say like, in the same way that you don't cancel Tina Fey or something like that, is kind of like, okay, well, or Sarah Silverman, like they're admitting that this wasn't, you know, that it was not a good joke and whatever. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I think it's a reflection on the culture in general. Like, it's not uncommon for queens in that region to do Aboriginal and blackface and things like that. And so I think it speaks a lot more to the culture and why Australia and possibly New Zealand are more tolerant of that. So, you know, that I think it calls into question why this is so common.
That's fair, considering like, yeah, because what I'm referring to is American Drag Race. I guess this is Australian, and yeah, they definitely have a different culture down there.
A different sensibility, for sure.
I'm looking at their old costumes, the Scarlet, and yeah, they certainly they certainly seem to favor some racial costumes. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like they did it more than once, and it was a part of like their shtick.
Yeah, like a lot.
Yeah. So they got, you know, a slap on the wrist from Mama Ru, and it's just kind of like they could still, they're in the top 4. They could potentially win. I don't know.
It's not great.
Yeah. It's not good, I mean, you know?
Don't they like kind of, there's like a lot of people who don't even like RuPaul.
Yeah, RuPaul is problematic in their own way. They own a fracking ranch up in Wyoming or Montana, and they have said some controversial things in the past, but at the same time, like, they're a trailblazer and have given a platform to so many voiceless people. So
yeah, for sure.
Like, they contain multitudes, but Mama Ru's not without criticism.
Turns out this stuff is complicated.
Yeah. You know what's not complicated?
Yeah. Stupid ass Kid Rock.
It's not complicated to not be homophobic.
Yeah. According to consequence.net, Erica's favorite website, Kid Rock screams homophobic slur during performance at a Tennessee bar. I mean, this headline just writes itself, doesn't it?
It was like racism or homophobic Mad Libs.
Yeah. So we're not going to say the word, but he basically went on a tirade because someone was like filming him on an iPhone.
Yeah. Yeah. TMZ posted the video of Kid Rock going on the tirade about fans filming him with smartphones, at one point yelling, "Fuck your iPhone," and then pointing to his crotch and singing, "You can post this. You can post this on your dick right now." And then he screams homophobic slurs about iPhones and people with their iPhones out.
So, I mean, Kid Rock is not like, like, can you even cancel this Kid Rock? He's just Kid Rock, which is not excusing it. It's more like he should already cease to exist. And
right.
Yeah. Like there's just like he's entered into that territory of like uncancelable people where it's like, oh, he just has a different market.
Yeah. He just, and the people that support him hardcore. And he actually issued a statement about this on June 9th, and he doubled down using the slur in written form.
Yeah. I mean, like, literally, fuck this guy.
Yeah, fuck this guy. Fuck Kid Rock's big ass honky tonk and rock and roll steakhouse, and fuck Kid Rock.
Donald Trump. Just fuck Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. It's been a while, but it feels good
let's
to
just
say.
throw it in there. Fuck it. Kid Rock's gross.
He's just so disgusting. Ugh. I don't even know what to say.
I don't either. He's just like nasty. Like,
yeah.
it's again, like, of course he said that stuff. This, honestly, his statement, if he would have said like, oh, I didn't mean it, that's not who I am, blah, 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 I'd be like, who's Kid Rock's publicist?
Right.
They don't know his brand.
Right. It's disgusting.
Hey, did you ever have MoviePass?
I didn't have MoviePass because I was working full time, but my boyfriend had MoviePass and took advantage of it because he was freelancing.
Yeah. Well, our next story is about MoviePass.
Yeah, from the FTC.gov.
Ooh. FTC standing for Federal Trade Commission. When I say we're fucking journalists, we're fucking journalists. Yeah. The FTC says MoviePass, 1 movie per day promise, was a double feature of deception. Do-do-do.
Do-do-do. Good pun work.
Mm-hmm.
As the fast-talking talent scout in 100 Hollywood classic movies said, I'm going to put you in the movies. MoviePass promised to put consumers in the movies, or at least in movie theaters, with its $9.95 per month, 1 movie per day subscription plan. A proposed settlement outlines 3 concerns that the FTC had with the company's practices. 1, illegal tactics that MoviePass employed to block subscribers from using the service as advertised. 2, violations of the Restore Online Shoppers Confidence Act. And 3, MoviePass's failure to take responsible steps to secure subscribers' personal information.
So none of these problems were the fact that like it fucked over all these theaters.
Mm-hmm.
It's just more that in the long term, because it wasn't sustainable, it fucked over the consumers.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. They also had leaked the passwords of 75,000 subscribers to use the service the most, while falsely claiming that the company had detected suspicious activity or potential fraud on their accounts.
I mean, I remember when this was falling apart because they went like public, or either that or they were like always public, but their stock like tanked and they had to take out all kinds of bonds to stay alive. And it was like just not good for old MoviePass.
It was like watching a slow motion fire happening.
And like, for what it's worth, this did shake up the movie industry because now AMC has the Stubs program, which is $20 a month, and you can see like 2 or 3 movies a week. So it's a little bit more expensive, but at least AMC has control over it.
Right. And I think it's a better service overall. Like, they don't make you verify with your ticket stub. They don't put limitations on what movies you can see or like at what times. I don't know.
Yeah. So what was it? So the ticket verification program that required about 20% of subscribers, approximately 450,000 consumers, they had to submit photos of their ticket stubs within a certain time frame. And I imagine that this would be, because if they didn't submit the picture, then they weren't allowed to go to any more movies, or it would cancel their subscriptions. Like, they said that was random, and that they would do it to pretty much everyone who used it the most frequently.
Yeah. They also had a tripwire system that prevented some consumers from continuing to use their subscription once they reached a certain undisclosed threshold. According to the complaint, the company typically activated the tripwire to people who watched more than 3 movies per month, far fewer than the advertised 1 movie per day limit. The FTC said some subscribers didn't learn they'd been banned or barred until they were already in the theater.
Oh my God.
It was a dumpster fire.
It really was. I mean, like, they're not going to be able to like pay any sort of fines or whatever the FTC is looking for. But, you know, I guess at least the government's trying to fix something that went under 4 years ago.
Yeah. It was all the rage, though. Everyone had MoviePass.
Yeah, it was cool. It was exciting. I mean, I had it. I don't think I used it that often, but I used it at least once a month, which was enough to make it pay for itself.
Exactly.
I mean, you can try to get it on some settlement money or what?
I think Winston can, my partner, but I don't think I ever actually had MoviePass.
That's fair. I got the AMC version like literally like 2 months before the pandemic.
Damn.
So, I canceled it, obviously, and they canceled all themselves. Now I keep getting emails being like, hey, so we're coming back if you want to maybe do this again. Totally up to you. Totally okay. But hi, we're going to be back. Like, it's not happening, AMC. Every fucking movie that's coming out gets released on streaming at the same time.
You know what movie I am going to see in theaters? My first one back next Saturday.
What?
I'm going to see Fast 9 in theaters.
My friend texted me. She's like, I've never seen a Fast and the Furious movie, but for some reason I feel intrigued to watch Fast 9.
They go to space. They're going to space, Cassandra.
To space?
In the commercials, in the previews, it shows them on a rocket ship. They're going to space.
I mean, why not? Why not? What else are they going to do?
It taught me the true meaning of family.
Of course. I've seen like maybe 2 or 3 of the entire franchise, but Fast 5 came out at a time. Yeah, it came out at a time when the Grauman's Chinese Theater, which is probably something else now, but it's still the Chinese Theater, but I don't know who owns it. That Chinese theater is kind of like sports arenas where it's whoever wants to buy it. They had these things called D-Box seats. And kind of like at a Universal Studios or something like that, like a theme park, the seats move with the movie. And so Fast 5 was one of the first ones that they premiered with these D-Box seats. And so I saw, because I wanted to try the seats so bad. This is like the early days of Twitter too. So I really wanted to get in these seats. So I was like, I don't care what the movie is. I'll go see Fast 5. And it was a blast.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah. Fast 5, for those of you who have not gotten into the Fast and the Furious, I became obsessed with them during the pandemic. Fast 5 has a bank vault secured to a vehicle driving and destroying a city. And most of it is done practically. I thought they were lame and like macho. The Fast movies are so fucking fun. Like, they make $1 billion. They don't need me endorsing them. But I just want to say, open your heart and watch a Fast and the Furious. Skip the first one, skip the second one.
Why?
All you need to, I don't know. The second one especially, you can just skip right over. Number 3, one of the best movies.
Is that Tokyo Drift?
Uh-huh.
I feel like I've seen more than, I think I've seen 1. And I've seen Tokyo Drift. Yeah. And then I saw 5. I don't know if I've seen 1 since 5. I didn't see Fate of the Furious. And 7 was family, right?
Yeah, I think so. Regardless, y'all don't need us telling you that they're amazing movies, but go see them. Support these indie actors like Vin Diesel. I would support you.
Is The Rock still in them? I would support
you. Yes.
Good. That's good. Good for him.
Young, plucky actor, The Rock. He got his start in indies and he's just trying to make it in Hollywood. Go support him.
Yeah. He's really good. Let's move on to our next story.
Yeah. According to the Metro,
just waiting to bring that up though, haven't you?
I fucking love the Fast and the Furious movies.
Good for you, girl. Good for you. I like it for you. Okay. What's the next story? Sorry, I interrupted you.
According to the metro.co/UK, phantom cabbage thrower terrorizes neighborhood.
A community is being plagued by a vegetable menace who leaves cabbages in their gardens. Oh no.
Oh no. How quaint.
Has anyone checked the cabbages for babies?
Meanwhile, America has mass shootings, and in the UK, we get cabbage menaces.
The bizarre situation started on March 10th when Claire Middle assumed that a cabbage had been thrown into her backyard and it was just children messing around. But on April 10th, they heard a thump at the door and someone had thrown cabbages, a broccoli, and a round wheel of what looked like feta cheese.
Things got even weirder when she spoke to neighbors and realized the phantom of the vegetable menace has been happening to others.
Many more have come forward saying that they keep discovering salad, grapes, onions, and other foods left in a mound outside their houses. Claire says that they haven't contacted the police because she's worried that they will laugh at her, but she is concerned by the situation, which is why she went to journalists. I didn't call the police about this, but yeah, some guys throwing, veggies at our place.
Have they found Mrs. Doubtfire in the neighborhood? Because, it was a drive-by fruiting.
Got 2 kids, so she thinks it's a bit weird, and they're putting up security cameras.
I've got a cat, and next door to have dogs, and it can make them sick. It's a vegetable menace, and next door has already faced a vet bill. Aw.
It's like we're being targeted by the phantom of the vegetable aisle. My children like to play outside. It's worrying someone might target you. What do you think's going to happen? Your kids are going to play outside and some weird, guy's going to just throw carrots at their head?
Yes, that's what's happening. I think it's a valid concern.
One resident said she found a man eating cabbage and cheese next to her bins in the garden, even though she doesn't have cabbage or cheese in her bins. Okay, well, it's that guy.
Yeah, it's 100%. Yeah, that guy. Get the camera out. Found him.
This is maybe this person is just trying to spread health and veganism.
Oh, yeah. Here's a cabbage and some carrots.
I guess they're doing cheese. Maybe just a plant-based, a vegetarian diet.
Yeah.
It's
like a mascot for vegetables, but they're just like the Easter Bunny leaving treats.
Watch. They're going to have some sort of whatever UK's Whole Foods is open up in their neighborhood, and the whole thing was just advertisements because they're gonna
viral stunt.
Yes. What do you think the UK version of Whole Foods is?
It's probably called Wobbies and Hobbies.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Shoots and Stairs or something like that. I don't know. Just a guess.
Oh, British don't turn off the weird. Pod, UK listeners. We love you.
Sorry.
I'm glad that this is the crime that you have to deal with instead of what we deal with in America.
Yeah.
Speaking of dealing with something in America, according to Newsweek.com.
Let's bring it down to Florida.
You knew we couldn't go a podcast episode without coming to Florida. Florida teacher wants job back after being filmed mowing lawn in the nude.
This is a free country, he probably said. I don't know. I'm just editorializing.
A Florida man who was filmed mowing his lawn in the nude wants to be a teacher again after retaining his certification following the incident.
Brian Wheeler's neighbor filmed him mowing the yard naked at his home in Port Orange, Florida in 2017. The neighbor then showed the police the footage.
Okay, narc.
Which lawn? Front lawn? Back lawn?
If it's the back lawn, I have no problem. It's the front lawn that I could see an issue with.
Yeah, front yards, maybe a little clothing, but backyard, mind your fucking business.
A video of the incident shows the former Cypress Elementary educator pacing around his yard naked using a red and black lawnmower on the glass. At the time, police charged Wheeler with exposing his sexual organs and disorderly conduct. However, he was not convicted. The former charge was dropped, and while the latter was dismissed as part of a deferred prosecution agreement.
So he got demoted, which stopped him from teaching, and then they issued a written reprimand. But he retained his teaching certification. Ooh, these fucking unions.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pro-union, but damn.
That teachers union is rough. The president of the Volusia United Educators Union says that the ruling suggests that officials feel that he's still of the caliber to work with our kids and teach. Because he wasn't prosecuted, basically they're good. But then the school district was like, we don't really care what the cops say. He is a naked gardener.
Albert told WESH2 Wheeler made a very poor decision. However, she pointed out Wheeler had taught children in the community successfully for 2 decades, and Wheeler was a tenured educator with a clear record.
The news publication WESH2 had documents supporting Wheeler, including one stating, "I credit the bulk of my success as a writer of children's historical fiction to Brian Wheeler."
I mean, I feel like the guy fucked up, but he shouldn't stop being an educator because of this.
I just have questions, though, because, sure, but also, why are you mowing your lawn naked? And if it's your front lawn, let's just say it's his front lawn. I want an explanation, because that is a little fucking weird. I'm not a big fan of, we talked about it with the streaking, when we had the streaker a couple weeks ago or last week, I don't remember when, but like, just do it in your chonies,
Yeah, even a nude pair of chonies gives the illusion of modesty.
Because at the end of the day, you might be exposing yourself to children. If you're a streaker at a baseball game or you're mowing your front lawn, you might be exposing yourself to children. I.e., if this guy doesn't seem to see what the big deal is about that, then yeah, I don't know, maybe he shouldn't be a teacher. So I might have to go with the Florida schools on this, which is saying a lot.
That's something.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should do a letter writing campaign. Everyone for, write in a letter, and everyone against, and we'll see if we can affect the decision.
I mean, because I need to know what was going on. Like, tell me that you had like a mental breakdown, and I'd be like, okay,
right.
But if it's just like willy nilly, like, if it's just a Tuesday, like.
Yeah. Was it like 5 o'clock in the morning or like 6 o'clock in the evening when everybody's outside? And, like context matters too.
I just don't go outside naked in general, I think. I mean, look, I'm simply a prude American, but there's communities in Florida where you're allowed to do that. And it doesn't sound like he was living in one of them.
It does not sound like he was living in a nudist commune.
No, not a marriage fan, right, Erica?
I think it's a bit of an outdated union, but that's just me.
But you like to perform the ceremonies.
Oh, I love to be an officiant. I love to go to other people's weddings. I'm a good time. Invite me to yours, please.
Absolutely.
I don't see myself engaging in a marriage.
Well, in our next story, I definitely don't think that they thought the marriage was going to go the way it did.
That's for sure. From India Today and Newsweek.com. Groom's mom discovers bride is her long-lost daughter on wedding day.
As a Chinese mom prepared for her son's wedding day on Wednesday, March 31st, she made the shocking discovery that his blushing bride was actually her long-lost daughter.
According to a report from the Times Now News, the mom realized who the woman was after spotting a birthmark on her hand. The groom's mother quickly approached the bride's parents and asked if their daughter had been adopted about 20 years ago.
The pair were equally surprised at the inquiry, as they have kept the adoption a secret from most, including their own daughter. Whoa.
Can you imagine finding out you're about to marry your sister?
Or imagine that you're about to marry your brother and also you're adopted?
All in one swoop.
All from a birthmark.
Oh my God. I mean, this is cinematic. Like, this should be a movie.
It's a creepy movie.
Yeah, but hold on. The bride's parents confirmed that they indeed rescued her as a baby. They confessed that they had found her as an infant bundled up on the side of the road and took her to raise as their own child. The bride, upon hearing the truth, burst into tears and embraced her biological mother. She called the meeting of her birth mom the happier than the wedding day itself.
Wait. But there was mama left me on the side of the road?
We're just going to gloss over that for right now.
You got it. Okay. Absolutely. So as joyous as the mother-daughter reunion was, the bride expressed concerns about going through the wedding now that she knew her true relation to the groom's mother. Luckily, according to the Oriental Daily, the groom was also adopted. Oh, that's nice.
Isn't that like the best case scenario, is that you haven't been smooching on your brother for years before you get married?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to say it. Smooching, maybe more than smooches, that's not what you want. But his mother explained that she took him in after spending many years searching for her biological daughter without success. She'd allegedly resigned herself to never finding her daughter. Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
That is... Okay, so that's why she was on the side of the road.
Although the family dynamic might be a bit complicated, the bride and groom went through with the nuptials. Party guests got to celebrate the wedding as well as mother-daughter meeting again.
What are the odds?
Yeah, again, this should be a movie. Like, this is wild.
This fortuitous reunion is the latest in a series of families coming together after being forced apart. Just last month, another Chinese woman was reconnected with her birth family after she had been kidnapped and sold 3 decades prior. And back in 2018, an Asian couple found their son 22 years after he was abducted by his father's coworkers. Holy shit!
What is going on?
Let's not kidnap kids.
Let's not do it. There are stories like that, though, in America, too, where a woman went to do, she needed her birth certificate, and she found out that she'd been abducted from the hospital and that the woman raising her was not her biological mother.
Ugh. Yeah, I mean, if I was going to kidnap a kid from a hospital, which I won't.
Right.
Let me just say that first. I won't. But if I was, I would have those legal documents in order so that the kid didn't find out like that.
Right.
You know?
Ay, ay, ay.
You got to have all your ducks in a row if you're going to kidnap someone. Don't do it ever, but
you got to get the paperwork right. Speaking of getting the paperwork right, let's get into our next story from NPR.org because we are journalists.
A small Florida town accidentally sold its water tower for $55,000. That's it?
That city ain't worth a damn.
When business owner Bobby Reed approached Brooksville City Council about purchasing a municipal building at the base of a small Florida city's water tower, he didn't expect the water tower to come with it.
Reed discovered the mistake after the property had been sold to him for $55,000. The certified personal trainer intended to turn the building, which various city departments used for storage, into a personal training studio named Downtown Athletics. But when he went to the county property appraiser's office to get the address for his new business, the county told him he'd received much more than the building, several thousand gallons more.
I mean, like, is this like buying a farm and having it have oil or something?
Yeah.
Because, like, water's valuable.
Yeah, water is more valuable than gold in some places. This is, I mean, truly, like, this is wild. Like, somebody fucked up on paperwork and this guy inherited a water tower.
So he said, I immediately went through the necessary steps to deed the water tower back to the city of Brooksville. The city's intention was to sell me a split section of the parcel with a small garage. Well, okay, like, I guess that was the right thing to do. But I'm just saying, like, if we're going monopoly rules, like, that's your water tower now.
Yeah, I would like sell it back for a way higher price. I would not kindly gift it back. I would be like, I mean, joke's on you.
Are we not just children of capitalism that's where our heads go?
I know. Isn't that terrible?
I'm literally like, who wants water? Who can afford to pay for it?
Cassandra turns into, like, from a socialist into a robber baron instantly.
Truly. Oh, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. The surprise purchase boiled down to a mix-up over the legal description of the property. Mark Cutney, the Brooksville city manager, says that the building Reed wanted to buy was never split off from the parent property where the water tower is based, even though city leaders were aware it was supposed to be. City code allows properties to be split one time from their parent parcel. So he directed his staff to provide the city attorney with the legal description of blah, 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 blah. Point is, Cutney was like, if there was an error, it was my fault, and I should have looked more closely because that's where we dropped the ball. Well, who's we, Cutney?
Who's we? It sounds like you.
You dropped the ball.
You dropped the ball. You messed up.
While Reed officially owned the water tower for a little over a week, he never had keys or access to the property. A small fee of $10 was all it took to sign the property back to the city. Wait, what the fuck? Reed had to pay $10 to give back the water tower?
Yeah. Capitalism, what? Baby.
So he paid $55,010 for this gym and had to do all this running back and forth to all these municipal buildings.
Yeah.
What the fuck? And meanwhile, Cutney's like, yeah, we all really dropped the ball over here.
Yeah. And that's what's beautiful about local government is that Cutney's probably going to retire with a pension.
Yeah, that's nice. That is nice, I guess. I don't want anyone to go without a pension just because they accidentally sold the city's water supply.
Yeah, no joke. Speaking of a water supply issue, nope, that's a terrible transition.
Nope, but we're going to keep it.
Okay.
We're not doing it again. According to the New York Times, which, not to brag, is a website that I subscribe to, 15 hours and 9 waffles later, a fantasy football punishment is complete.
A man who finished his last fantasy football league has spent 24 hours at a Waffle House restaurant. For every waffle he ate, his sentence was reduced by an hour.
Do you ever play fantasy football?
No. I've played Fantasy Bachelor, and I've played Fantasy... No, I have played fantasy football. Yeah, I've put money on football games. Adjusting lineups and... Right?
Yeah.
Like that's... Yeah, I've done that. Yeah.
I've done it too. I'm not good at it. And last season, I did a pick'em league where all you have to do is pick who's going to win. I think I talked about it on the show because I threw it out. I threw out collusion when I was in that league because I felt like this married couple was colluding and that's how they won. God, the loser in that league, you just got your money back because you did so shitty. This guy, I mean, agreeing to spend 24 hours at a Waffle House as punishment for being in last place, that's rough.
Yeah. He got tens of thousands of people on Twitter joining him in this intestinal shame journey.
I mean, it's not the worst place to be for 24 hours. Probably a lot of good people watching.
Oh, I love a Waffle House. I love a Waffle House.
And he finally got service on hour 23.
Boom! Boom! Roasted Waffle House.
It's a good place, but the service is very bad.
Under the terms of his punishment, which he said was his idea, he had to remain at the Waffle House in Brandon, Mississippi for 24 hours with every waffle he consumed, removing an hour from his term. He brought the world on his journey with Twitter users riveted by his boredom and gastrointestinal distress, wondering how many syrup and butter-topped waffles he'd be able to choke down.
Full of waffles, but devoid of life, he tweeted at 12:25 a.m. as he struggled with his 7th waffle about 8 hours in.
I am coming to you live from Brandon, Mississippi Waffle House. I am a total loser, came in last place in my fantasy football league. As punishment, I spend 24 hours in Waffle House. For every waffle I eat, shaves off an hour of the clock. It's 4:07 Central.
Wait, this was a June 17th that this happened? When the fuck did football end? It's not even football season.
Yeah, football was over in, February? January? When is the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's February. So football season doesn't start until September. Man, he got off the hook, really waited long to get this going. Waited till probably one of the hot, stickiest months in Mississippi to do this.
That's true. He declined to be interviewed even though he had nothing better to do at 4:30 a.m. because as an investigative journalist at the Clarion Ledger in Jackson, Mississippi, he is considered writing his own tale.
What? God, this asshole loses a football league and then is like, I should write a memoir.
The audacity of men.
People, honestly, okay, so there was a woman 2 nights ago who was holding her baby at the Padres game, just a baby. Mm-hmm. And then a foul ball gets hit over and it bounces in the stands and up, but everybody's trying to catch it. And she kind of ducks the baby and catches it with one hand, the ball. So she was either, I don't know if she was going for the foul ball, if she was just trying to save her baby and
right.
happened to catch it. But this girl, this was 2 or 3 nights ago. I saw her on local news last night and she already has a website open because she's trying to sell merchandise that all says mommies who multitask. This was 2 or 3 days ago and people are already I need to capitalize on this moment now.
Yeah, you got to strike while the iron's hot.
But who cares?
I mean, she became a viral moment. She's got to make that money. Capitalism, baby. Make that money.
Mommies who multitask. Let me see if I can find her. Oh, it's Multitasking Mom. But, oh, wait. No. The Multitasking Mom. Wait. No. I don't know. I think I'm on porn. Shit.
Oh, no.
Okay. Help. Anyways, this guy basically outlined his book on Twitter. He was going the whole time. Did anyone who plays football even notice him?
Oh, that'd be great. It does not appear that any football players chimed in, but like 60,000 people liked one of his tweets while he was doing this. So he became kind of like viral during the time.
He was only there for 15 hours.
Yeah, he was doing podcasts and he was
writing a memoir.
But he was listening to podcasts and doing like crossword puzzles, he said.
Did you ever watch Burn After Reading?
Yes.
I like the way that, what's his face? John Malkovich says memoir.
Oh, I love anything he does.
I was writing my memoir. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? He's the best. He's just the best.
Yeah. Unproblematic king, I believe.
So far. You know what? He was in, I don't know if you remember this, but there was like a time capsule that was created. So there's a time capsule that I forgot who was sponsoring or whatever, this fucking time capsule. Mm-hmm. And so Robert Rodriguez directed a movie that John Malkovich stars in.
Okay.
That will not be released until the year 2115.
Oh, damn. I heard about this. Yeah.
It's called 100 Years, and it's the tagline. This happened in 2015. The tagline, the movie you will never see.
That's fair.
Because we'll all be dead.
That's wild.
And it kind of made me like sick to my stomach. Like, I'm aware that I'm going to die and we're all going to die. But like, just the idea of like something already existing that like they really just won't let us fucking see it.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of makes me like want to throw up. Is that weird?
No, I mean, it's like a testament to our own mortality and like what that means. And yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it
one bit.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Are you ready?
I feel pretty ready.
It's time for...
Do you want me to finish that sentence?
Yeah.
Okay. The dumpster fire of the week.
Hey,
kids. That was a cool Mickey Mouse that you just did.
Thank you.
Hey, kids. It's kind of like South Park Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. According to Newsweek.com, TikToker exposes crazy drama in secret Disney fanatic Facebook group.
Oh, man. I don't know. The only person I know who loves secret drama in a Facebook group more than me is you.
It's true. I'm in a Disney shaming and cringe Facebook group right now where people post about Disneyland or like bad tattoos or just in general shaming people for doing things like this. And it's beautiful.
So there's a series of viral TikToks that have exposed some of the ultimate Disney fanatics for their shocking Facebook posts, including one mother who was forcing her son to save his own money for meals in the park, and another who slammed people who don't share the love for fictional Disney universe as her.
TikTok and Disney fan Tom Buckley posted his first expose on his account over the weekend. As part of the Facebook page, The Secret Disney Group, he could access the post of other members from across the world, many of whom share Disney theme park tips and converse about films they enjoy.
But why is it secret?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, if you're going to get it, if anyone can get into it around the world, it's not that secret. But anyways, okay, so there's drama. He jokes, drama alert in the secret Disney group. And he has a screenshot of a Facebook post within the group that was made just hours before, in which a young boy appears to use his mother's account to ask for menus for popular park restaurants in order to budget for his upcoming family trip.
Hi, I'm Luke, and I'm 10 years old. If you are at Walt Disney World, can you please take a picture of the menu or whatever restaurant you are and post it? The boy requested. We are going in January, and I'm saving my money to buy food. I need to know how much it's going to cost. Thank you very much.
Several in the comment section took issue with Luke's mother, Sarah, concerned that she would not be providing her child with adequate meals on the trip. I mean, this is fucking stupid.
I mean, I get teaching a kid responsibility. I'm all for that. But like, when you're going to something like Disney World, that's your job as a parent to like provide.
But why do people think that this kid is just going to buy their own food? What's more likely? That some random woman, Sarah, was like, if we go to Disneyland, you're going to buy your own fucking food. So like save your allowance. Or maybe Sarah jokingly being like, oh, we're going to Disneyland, better save your money for the food. Just kidding. I love you. You're my son.
No, I think the first one happened 100%.
You're insane, Erica. No way.
She feels like a piece of shit.
It's like when a little kid, like when the check hits the table and all the adults go to the little kid and be like, you paying for that?
Yeah, and this poor kid is like, I've been budgeting. Yes, I have to.
Oh my God, you're wild. So there's a woman named Cindy, spelled in the worst way you can spell Cindy, CYN space DEE, chiming in, and she's a conspiracy theorist, and she's chiming in, why is he buying his own food?
Her only other post on this site is to mail him maps. Something is off about this post. Another woman named Mary added, I'm actually confused. He will need hundreds of dollars to dine at Disney. Most 10-year-olds I know do not have that cash flow. I'm being realistic.
This is so insane. Like, literally, like, it's just because the 10-year-old couldn't Google a menu. The Facebook, I don't like it.
It's wild. I mean, there's a ton of other drama that happens. Like I said, I'm in this like Disney shaming group, which is an asshole thing to do. I accept that. And I love going to Disney as an adult. I like having a drink in California Adventure. I've been to the winery many a times at Disneyland and California Adventure, but like I get that it's for children and families.
Yeah. So, I mean, these obviously, like, the appeal to being in these silly groups is the fact that people just take things way too fucking seriously.
Uh-huh.
I just don't know if I have the stomach to do it,
To go to Disneyland or to be in these groups?
To be in these groups. I'll go, look, I don't like Disney adults. I think we all know that, but I have changed my tone after watching all the Marvel movies. So I'm not going to say that I'll never go to Disneyland. I'd like to see that Marvel campus. I'm not going to lie to you, but I'd be happy to only talk to the people that I'm with the whole time that I'm there.
I was recently on vacation, and I was talking about the concept of like vacation friends and how you can have like a conversation and like 99% of it goes great until like they utter something like, well, you know who I think we should all round up and murder? And then you're like, whoa, vacation friend, you went completely right. Like, what happened? Like, you took the wrong turn. That happened to me. I was at a bar in the airport, and I got up to go to the bathroom, and I asked my sister, I was like, hey, order me another drink. And this older man that we were talking to my left and this older guy we were talking to my right, like as soon as I got up, both started talking about how like Corona isn't real, Fauci's a loser, and that all of like the CDC is lying to us and like all this stuff. And I come back and my sister hasn't ordered me a drink. And I was like, well, what the hell? And she's like, I'll tell you later. And they stopped talking about it as soon as I got back to the table. Like the conversation just naturally came to a close. And then she was like, yeah, I thought we were going to have to leave abruptly, so I did not order you the second drink.
Oh my God.
And she's like, I just had to sit there between them and nod my head. And she's a lot more polite than I am because I would have said something and possibly caused a scene in an airport.
Yeah.
But then I met a vacation friend who took the perfect turn. And he was like 70. And I was like, oh, this is going to be rough. Because I'd made a broad assumption. And then he was like completely like on board. He's like an old musician. He offered to take me out next time he's in LA with his family. Like I made a good vacation friend.
How sweet.
I know. I was so thrilled. And like he even offered to pay for my meal. And I was like, oh no, that's okay. Thank you so much. Like I made
He was 70?
He was 70, but he looked 50.
Okay. It reminds me of that movie The Holiday where like while Kate Winslet, like, and we're forced to watch Kate Winslet and Jack Black kind of like become into each other. Like the most time she spends is with the old man next door who used to be a screenwriter.
I was so scared he was going to be, like all my other vacation friends where you're like, this is going great until you tell me what skin colors are okay or something. Anyway.
Yeah.
I made a good vacation friend and I'm so excited about it.
That makes me happy to hear.
Yeah.
The leader of these Disney groups, there's a ton of stories in here. We don't have to go over a bunch of them, but like the leader of these Disney groups do say that this TikTok user doesn't seem to understand the true meaning of the Disney groups, or that, like, oh, he's not understanding the humor. I just have a hard time thinking that like all these Disney adults are like really like accurate trolls. Like, I think that I would take everything that they say in the comments at face value.
One says, Jade needs a therapist, not Disney, one person wrote. And that, my friend, is the difference between adults who like Disney, which I categorize myself as, and Disney adults, another noted.
Yeah.
This group has 233,000 members.
It doesn't feel that fucking secret, does it?
I'm sure you have to answer like 3 questions to get into the group,
Who's Mickey Mouse's girlfriend?
Donald Duck.
You're out.
Damn it.
What is Goofy's son's name?
Goofy has a son?
You're fucking out.
Oh, man.
How many kids does Scrooge McDuck have? Grandkids.
Trick question. Oh, grandkids.
Oh, yes, you were right. You're in. I did phrase that wrong. I was at a bar when I was in Denver like a month or so ago, and I don't know why this shit came on, but this song came on, the Eye to Eye from the Goofy movie. Oh man, I added it to my playlist at Spotify right away. I was like, I gotta hear it. I gotta hear it again, and I gotta hear it quick.
That's awesome.
It was so sick. And I'm again like, I'm not a Disney person, but like I really did like hearing that song from the Goofy movie.
Oh, it slaps. Yeah. The Goofy movie's fantastic.
Seeing it eye to eye, eye to eye.
Speaking of things that slap, are you hoarding anything this week?
Yes. Okay, so I'm hoarding a movie. I meant to do this earlier and I forgot. It's called Spontaneous. One of the guys on my other podcast recommended it to us and we all watched it and all fucking loved it, which, it's a mixed bag of opinions over there on Nooner. So I think that's a good testament. It's on Hulu. It's on one of the streaming services that we all have because we can't we can't escape it. Mm-hmm. It's on Hulu. It's like, it's dark, but it's also like a high school kind of dark love story. Basically these, I don't know, I don't want to spoil anything, but like people are spontaneously combusting.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's pretty great. It's really great. It's like not a long movie either, which I fucking love, but I really, really fucking liked it. So highly recommend the movie Spontaneous on Hulu.
Awesome.
What are you hoarding?
I'm hoarding the show Happy Endings that just came back on Netflix.
Right.
Loved this show when it was on. I love Casey Wilson. I was obsessed with this show when it was on, and it got canceled too soon, but now it's on Netflix, and I think it's going to get the Netflix bump and become the next Friends.
What? It's not going to become the next Friends.
I don't know. Not with that attitude, it won't.
Look, I like happy endings too. I'm just saying. I think you've taken it too far. Maybe the next Arrested Development where it gets the bump and then, Netflix puts it on for a season. But the next Friends, there will never be another Friends.
I don't know. And are you throwing anything away?
Yeah, this one's a bummer. So I wanted to try to use natural deodorant. And I know that everyone makes the jokes like, natural deodorant doesn't work, guys, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, totally. I've heard those jokes. I've heard what people say about it. But I don't know. I don't feel like I sweat that much. Like, I feel like even the days that I forget to put on deodorant, like, it's not like too bad. So I feel like if there was a candidate for natural deodorant, it would be me. Mm-hmm. This is how I felt. Okay. Turns out I was wrong. I am a foul beast from the underworld, and I literally stink so bad. Natural deodorant, at least the Tom's brand that I bought from Whole Foods, that does not work.
Oh no.
When on the days that I forgot to put on deodorant prior, where I thought that maybe I just didn't smell bad, like obviously there was just old deodorant still within me, because I'm about a week out on natural deodorant, and like I was at the Padres game and I like was cheering, and then I was like, you have to put your arms down. Like I smelled myself, and I was like, this is not good. And then yesterday, like by the end of the day, I was like, I disgusting, I reek, like. And then today, like we drove home and I was like wearing like a sweatshirt for whatever reason, and then I got back into the house, took my sweatshirt off, and like honestly, I could have passed out with how bad I smell.
Oh no.
I stink. So if I don't even know if I can say it, because someone was like, oh, try this one.
Right.
A different natural deodorant. That's like, it's like fucking $18. And what if it still doesn't work, So I
try No-Tox.
No-Tox? Like Botox in the...
Yeah, but No-Tox. It's a natural deodorant that I used for a little bit, and I actually found it to work.
Does it work though? For real?
I think it works. It didn't. I stopped using it because it doesn't help with the perspiring, but it helped with the deodorant part. I know. It's tough.
What's the big deal with regular deodorant?
The aluminum allegedly causes cancer.
Okay, but does it?
I don't know. Why did you choose to go natural deodorant? Because
people said that the aluminum allegedly causes cancer. So I said, well, I don't want cancer.
Right.
Who does?
Who does?
But fuck. I just I can't, I don't know what to do, okay? They're saying that the aluminum might, with Alzheimer's, it's bad. Breast cancer. But like, if it was really that bad, then why haven't they stopped using it?
I don't know. Big deodorants lobbying money. I don't know.
I'm reading right now on Teen Vogue, of which I trust them for news, for real. I'm not even being sarcastic. The fact that there have been studies here and there indicating links between aluminum and certain diseases doesn't mean that those links are accepted as scientific and medical communities. 1990 study indicating a causal link between aluminum and Alzheimer's was discredited, and there have been more reliable studies indicating the opposite. So, I mean, there's a long-standing myth around aluminum and antiperspirants, and they said that like the aluminum goes in through your sweat glands, but this is false. I can't. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. This says that right now the overwhelming scientific and medical opinion is that you don't have anything to worry about, and that you can buy fucking regular deodorant. I have to do it, you guys. I can't fucking stink this bad. I can't. What am I gonna do? Shower 4 fucking times a day?
Yeah.
It's disgusting. I'm throwing out natural deodorant. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry that I can't be good enough. I can't be natural enough. But I smell like a hell beast.
I mean, you failed us all, Cassandra.
This is what I'm talking about, where teenagers going through puberty need to be put on farms. I smell like 3 years on the farm puberty right now. I did not know I could smell this bad. So anyways, it's a good thing we're still doing this remote. What are you throwing out?
I am throwing out Apple pretending like they care about my privacy by every goddamn app that I use asking me if they'd like to be able to track me or not. Don't fucking fake with me, Apple. I know exactly what you're doing. And other companies are pissy about it because if it's free, you're the product because they want to track us for our data. I don't think so, Apple. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. I'm throwing it away.
Are you taking the side of the companies that want to sell your data?
I'm saying Apple's a hypocrite because like they sell data on users in other countries. I'm not taking the side of those other companies like Facebook, But if it's a free product, if it's free to use, you are the product. They are mining your information.
Right. But what is the alternative? What is the paid alternative to Instagram?
There is none. I am at the foot of Instagram. I worship at the foot of Instagram. Like I can't do anything about it. I can't get off Twitter. I love it too much.
So you're okay with being the product? Because Apple's trying to help.
Yes, but they're also selling information on customers in other countries.
When she says that, she's saying that if you are an iPhone user in China, like the government can act like Apple will not stand up to China enough to keep your stuff safe. That doesn't mean that Apple's giving away American data to Chinese government. So I see what you're saying, but I just wanted to clarify that for our users, particularly my mother.
I just want to throw it all away. I'm just so frustrated, but the hypocrisy is what I'm throwing away.
I would pay for Instagram if they would stop fucking tracking me. I don't like the targeted ads. They're just like, they don't make me feel good about myself. Like we've talked about this. I get engagement rings. I get, shapewear. I get all kinds of I get a lot of like clothing and all kinds of stuff that I'm not asking for this right now. I don't want this. It's just making me feel bad about myself. I'd rather pay a monthly fee to use Instagram.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Maybe that's the future.
Have a monthly fee option, and then I'll just get off of Instagram altogether, but then I'll have an excuse of I'm not some freak who doesn't have social media. I just don't want to pay for it.
Yeah, that's fair. Speaking of social media, where can the people find you?
So when you're ready to go back to our overlord, you're welcome to find me on Instagram at Cass Cardenas and on Twitter at Cass Cardenas. Where do they find you, Erica?
At Iconic Erica Curry on Instagram and at Gillygal on Twitter, where my opinions do not reflect my employers. I feel like that's important to state, and my opinions are my own. And you can find this podcast at Trashy Trashy Pod on Instagram and Twitter, or at our website, www.trashytrashypodcast.com.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice. Hey, Cass.
What's going on, girl?
Stay garbage.
You stay garbage, girl.
I will. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all. Love ya.